Me and R was just talking in the car about how toxic cigarettes is.
Man.
Right? You allow some shit that will rip your fucking insides out in less than 6 months once you diagnosed, because I lost a lot of family members to cancer, right?
Me too.
My father died of cancer. My father was diagnosed with cancer in July of 2009. He died in November.
Yeah.
That's how fast.
Condolences, rest in peace.
You would allow that shit, thank you. You would allow that to walk the streets and smoke.
Right.
But weed, which is something that keeps a human calm and is built to cure a lot of shit, you know, you would not allow that because people having a good ass time and enjoying themselves and they ain't out doing no stupid shit. You know, I can say a lot of shit, but I won't. But you know, it's bullshit at the end of the day.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't had enough. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't had enough.
What's up with y'all out there? This is the Best Way to Smoke podcast, and you smoking with Big J.
Serpo Jr. And we got an honorary
Special guest co-host.
Kush Jenner. Hey guys, how we doing today?
Yes.
Today we also have a special guest. We're gonna welcome hip hop producer, radio personality, educator, DJ Symphony.
Yeah, shout out, man. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, but I didn't know the show came with fake ass effects.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta make it. We gotta lock it up, though.
Normally you got a button. You know?
Them are organic effects.
That's where they smoke. They do it with their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Hey, look.
And lady.
Yep.
Welcome,
Hey, look, before we dig all the way into the show, we always do the best way to smoke tip. So we want to ask you, DJ Symphony, what's your best way to smoke tip for the people?
Well, you know, if I smoked weed at all, chronic, whatever, the bubonic, if I had to, it'd be, you know, probably through a vape pen because it's clean. It ain't no mess on my jeans. You know what I mean? I remember back in the day, I used to watch my brothers and all that smoke, and they would cut the blunt in half, and they have all the shit all on their lap. They had to get out the car and wipe the shit all in the wind. I'm good on that right there. So,
Some guts, son.
Vape pen.
Had to get them guts.
yeah, vape
That's
pen.
that gutter smoke.
Yeah. That's that.
Trenches smoke.
That's that real. That's what
That
smoked
don't
out of
fuck
butt.
with me smoke.
The vacuum don't just quite get it out the
Yeah,
corners, you know?
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
You have to get out and stand up and let it all fly in the wind. I'm cool on that. So a vape pen would probably be the way I smoke, you know?
Yeah, I could definitely dig that with the vape pen and stuff though, because we actually talked about that a few shows ago as far as like when you moving around and going into places and stuff like that to have a vape pen, you know, you can hit that motherfucker anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
It's a sneaky link.
Yeah. You know, slide in.
Yo, you can hit that anywhere.
Yep.
So you vape users is sneaky link.
Sneaky links. man.
Lord.
Oh, everything.
Right. One thing I do want to say, because I know like you don't smoke, right?
Nah, I have,
So-
but not now. Yeah.
Right. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that for our viewers.
Mhm.
But being that hip hop is so closely related with like in the cannabis industry, you know, like you go to a
Right.
show, you're mixing, people got their blunts, like it's a vibe, like indoor, outdoor, whatever, right? So like people got their rapper weed now, all of that, right? So for a
True.
DJ so heavily in the culture that's surrounded by it, like as a non-smoker, like how was it? Like
I was which part? Not being around the environment.
yeah, just being in the dead center of it, just not
One thing about non-weed smokers,
right.
it smell good as hell. So
Good as a motherfucker.
man, that shit smells so fucking good. You know what I mean? One thing about weed is it's so potent that you could tell the different strands, even though you don't smoke. You could tell when somebody's smoking some bullshit, some Bama or whatever,
Facts.
and you could tell when somebody's smoking some potent shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And being around the group I'm in, you know, I be around, you know, different brothers in the group might smoke,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm like, yo, they smoking some heavy shit. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, you know, 30 minutes later, everything get quiet. And that's when you know they hit some shit, put everybody in it. You know what I mean? So being around it is like, it doesn't bother me. Like people always say, you might get a contact. I've been contact high before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But that's like the level that I would want to be on. No more than that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
So, you know, I don't have nothing against weed or whatever. I think actually weed is actually good for earth because weed actually calms people down. You know what I mean? I done see my aunties and uncles be at barbecues ready to kill each other, and then they'll go smoke a joint. When they come back,
Listen to music. chill.
hey.
Talking
what
out
I mean?
over a joint.
Yeah, they best friends.
Talking out over a
Yeah, they talking over the
Let's
joint.
talk this out
Yeah.
real quick.
Right. So, you know, I don't think weed is a bad thing for planet Earth. I think it's good. It's just I never really smoked because I've been DJing since I was a little kid.
Mhm.
So as a DJ, you got to be on point. You know what I'm saying? But I had a bad experience with weed, and I thought all weed was bad because I think I smoked some boat, some Sherm. You know what I
Tell
mean?
us about that. Let's hear that.
Oh, now you want to hear
So,
how
Yeah, I
I was
wanna
high.
hear how that-
hold on, I ain't gonna miss that, young. Yeah.
I think somebody hit me with the weed. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But look, not to take from the story, but when he say boat, I hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's water. Well,
Yeah, shit is boat juice.
It's water. We call
Boat
it water.
juice. Yeah, man. You know, boat is so strong. One time I remember I was in the hood one time. You know what I mean? And my man, Itty Bitty, got high on boat one time. And I swear to God, yo, you know how you got like the house right here, and across the street, it might be like 1,000 feet or more than that.
Mhm.
I watched them throw a jelly jar from the back of the house through the window all the way across the street
Yeah.
on Sherm juice, man.
Yeah.
He was that strong. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I done seen Itty Bitty fight. Well, Itty Bitty was like the neighborhood crackhead, so he would do anything.
Lord. So
But yeah, but
knew
I
what he
was
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 doing.
on. Itty bitty.
no, he really, nah, but
what
Itty
he was
Bitty would get
doing.
so high. I watched him wrestle the police, like 12 cops, and they couldn't get him down
Yeah.
because that's boat juice. But I remember I was like,
Superman.
boat
That's that Superman.
boat juice,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I think
Why-
somebody hit me though when I was
why you say that though?
because I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
So I was like 15, you know what I'm saying? Like 15, 16. And I had hit a joint before that. You know what I mean? And I knew what that high felt like when I hit it the first time. It was like, you know, when I hit it the first time, everything kind of got bright. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a little brighter. And I remember,
He said a little brighter.
yeah, a little brighter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like a little, it was more bright than it should have been.
Right.
Right?
Hell
And then this is the good weed though.
okay,
this ain't the bad
okay,
time.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm having the conversation, like when I first hit the joint a few times, I was talking to my homies, and they all 16, 17, there's some shorties in it and everything, right? So I'm talking to the shorties, and every time I would say something, it was like a movie clip. I would like go to something else. So I would say, hey, how you doing? What's your name?
It was just
It clicked on
Yeah, like, yo, like, what's your name?
Yeah.
you was like stuck in the matrix. And just
Yeah,
like,
and she like, yo, my name Karen, right?
not kidding.
Yeah.
What's your name, yo?
Yeah.
I'm just stuck on stupid.
I was
after
stuck
that.
on it, right? But I knew I was high and having a good time.
Yeah.
So like 2 weeks later, after that high, because I was like, yo, this shit all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I felt like you know what I mean?
It was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
was
worked.
all right.
It worked.
I was
yeah.
chilling. I went home. My mom was like, yo, you high? I was like, nah.
Like,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And went to bed. But she probably knew I was high. But
Yeah.
like 2 weeks later, we on the bus stop. My man Tashawn Upshur, I never forget him. That was my best friend, man. And we on the bus stop. And he like, yo, I got some more of that shit. I was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? We going to the mall. Now, back in the day when you was 16, 17 back then, that probably had to be for me, probably 90, 91, I don't know.
Yeah.
So we get on the bus after I hit the weed, right? We get on the bus, about to go to the mall, talk to some shorties, go to the movies. That was like the $5 movie
That's
day.
routine. Yeah.
We had about 10 hours on us.
Yeah.
Yo, worst day of my life. Worst day of my life. Man. I get on the bus,
Yeah.
and I'm like, shit just start blinking. You know what I mean? It's just like lights
Blinking?
going on and off, but my eyes are open.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck going on? And I'm looking at Tashawn, and Tashawn stuck. He like this, like, I'm like, oh shit, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I didn't know what boat was then.
Right.
I just think that this weed is like
It's
crazy.
bomb. Yeah. It's like.
But I
yeah.
go to the mall. Yo, I'm trying to count money to put into the video game shit.
Yeah.
Put my money out.
Oh, yeah.
Got the ones. So I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I was like, all right, my money can't be that long, right? Nigga only 16. I know I ain't got that much fucking
Yeah.
money.
Nigga said he only had $10.
Yeah, I had $10.
Yeah.
I did it again. I did it again.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2.
Word, bro. Like, yo, and I'm like, I'm trying to hold it together, but I just can't.
And around
Yeah.
all them people.
I'm walking in circles around the escalator. Just in circles, man.
Yeah.
Just like couldn't stop. My man, homie, grabbed me like, yo, what the fuck is you doing, man? I'm trying to talk to people, and I'm just like, yo, fuck you, homeboy. I'm Jesus Christ. You know? I went home. Word.
This is the homie you smoked with?
Yeah, he was high just as much as I was. I was Jesus Christ, and he was Moses.
Hey,
That
Watch
nigga
the Red
said,
Sea,
he told
motherfucker.
motherfucker, he Moses, I'm Jesus.
Yeah.
So we Moses and Jesus on the bus trying to make it home. Yo, we both go home, and my mom is there. And I'm like, mommy, yeah, you know, dogs fly and cats run around. And
Yeah.
I was high as a motherfucker,
Yeah.
man. But I was high for days.
Yeah.
that's
Because
lovely.
the PCP was in my
lovely.
spine and in my stream.
So your shit got laced.
I got laced.
I'm about to say, because that is not weed.
No, but I didn't.
Right.
No, I got
it's the boat.
I
It's
got
the
hit.
boat. It's the boat.
Yo, I got
it's the
hit
boat.
with some boat,
Yeah.
and my mom ended
Water.
up taking me to the hospital, checking me in on some psych ward shit, like my son losing his motherfucking mind.
Psychosis.
He been up for
Yeah.
days. He can't sleep because I was high as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So ever since that shit ain't fucking funny, man. She fucking
Like, hell nah. You didn't square up with your friend after that?
wasn't nothing to square up with.
Yeah.
I was
They both
hallucinating.
got
Right,
got.
they both was. Yeah, they both was.
They both
I hit with the
got.
ooh
Yeah, the ooh
The ooh wee, boom.
I would have been looking at everybody's side.
Nah, but
That's
you-
why you do not just take anything from anybody. No,
Nah, but we
buying
was
from,
16, so we
safe.
didn't know
They
nothing.
didn't know.
But now
yeah.
that we're old enough to know better, or if
Right.
anyone is whoever.
Look, I'm
Public
old enough
service
to know
announcement.
what crack
Listen
smell
to
like
Kush.
now.
Yes,
You
but
know
I'm
what
just
saying?
I'm just saying, like, just always just be
That's a
careful.
public service announcement.
Yeah.
Listen to
PSA.
Kush.
That's
PSA.
true. Kush telling the truth. Look,
You know,
if
She
you gonna-
telling the truth, but that's called a lovely where I come from.
I love.
Is that a lovely?
Yeah,
It's
water.
It's a lovely where I come from.
But look,
the mix.
in
The
all
mix is a
honesty,
lovely, yep.
that one experience with that herb or whatever it was, it changed my life.
Yeah.
Because it developed. I started having anxiety attacks from that shit.
Mhm.
I was in therapy for probably 2, 3, 4 years.
And that's the serious side.
It fucked
of
my head
yeah.
up. And it fucked Tashorn head up too, because he was never the same after that day. He never recovered from being high like that.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I was able to beat the anxiety attacks was my mom's put me in therapy as a teen. And then the therapist taught me how to handle certain situations.
Feelings, yeah.
So I would be in high school, I would be in the lunchroom,
Mhm.
and then whatever was in me would come back.
Mhm.
And so it would be 300 kids talking or whatever, and that shit was just, I wasn't even high, but it would bring me back to the fucking day of the mall. So I thought I was, you know what I mean? Yo, the anxiety ain't no joke. So that's why I never fuck with that shit
Right.
after, because I had the fear of being hit again with the ooh-wee and shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That makes
Look,
sense?
On a
Yeah,
serious
it make
note,
a lot.
yeah.
It make a lot of sense. And on that note, you know what I'm saying, as like to parents and individuals, you know what I'm saying, it's like the
Yeah.
parents saw something in the child, and the child actually accepted something within yourself.
Right.
Mhm.
You know
Nah,
what I'm
that's
saying? And be
real.
Like shit, I ain't fucking with that. So you know what I'm saying. We actually do say that. You know what I'm saying. Like know yourself. You know what I'm saying. Know what you can take. Know what your body can take. This, that, and the other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
shout out to your
yeah.
moms.
Shout
Oh,
out
no,
to
my
them.
mom-
For
dudes,
doing
yeah.
Listen,
that.
moms will know.
Mom saved my life,
Moms
though.
will
Yeah.
know.
Because I didn't.
Shout
I
out
used
to
to go on
mom.
my mom. The word is bond on everything.
Yep.
I got hit with the ooey so bad. You know, God bless my mother, because my mom's was strong.
Yeah.
Because I used to go in her room and be like, "Yo, I can see myself out my body." And real shit. Oh, I meant to tell y'all that shit.
That shit is serious.
When I
though.
was in the mall that night, I forgot to tell y'all that.
Serious.
When I was in the mall that night,
Mm-hmm.
I seen myself out of my body, man. High as a kite. Seeing myself walking in the fucking circle. Then I was having all these fucking dreams that I was like seeing myself in a casket. One time when I was off that shit, I seen, a guillotine?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was laying on a fucking table. And before death in the dream, you wake up. The fucking guillotine cut me in half, man. Off that boat juice,
Off that
man.
boat, yeah.
Yeah, that shit had me for years, man. I was
Yeah, I tried it. I tried it a few times. and
Boat?
shit like that.
I ain't
yeah,
fucked with the boat,
yeah.
dude.
With the
I had
with the
You hit it with the ooh-wee, or was it straight up?
I hit it. I tried it both ways. You know what I'm saying? But that shit wasn't for me. Like, you know, in my early days or whatever though. But
It's a
the
strong
first
high,
time,
man.
the first time I did it, you know, with the lovely, which we call it the
That's
lovely.
the lovely, yeah.
That shit I heard fuck you. Like it was like I was hearing voices and shit.
Over and over again.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just saying fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
He
That
heard
shit-
the same shit I heard.
Yeah,
But I heard the money part of it,
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's like a form of psychosis and stuff. It's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Real.
saying? But like Kush said, that ain't just weed. You know, that's something that you adding to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that shit can
But
get
that
real.
shit right there though, the boat juice, the water where we come from, that shit got a lot of our brothers like stuck. That's
Stuck.
why that's really
Yeah.
why you got a
Yeah.
lot of like our brothers like incarcerated on that side, smart than a motherfucker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I can't move because the boat or the water back then, you know what I'm saying? I done ran through some shit now.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna just step out for a second. I never understood how a motherfucker be high as a kite and the system know you high when they get you, right? You be high as a motherfucker out your mind. But they still charge you with the same shit.
They
Motherfucker,
characterize you as that.
right. I don't mean to touch on that, but when you said
touch
that,
on
good
it.
touch.
that shit
Right.
hit me.
Touch
Because I'm like, if say somebody laced me, right? Like I got laced in the mall.
Right.
Say if I'd have fucking just wilded out and start stealing shit and beating
That's not even
motherfuckers up,
Yeah.
That ain't-
I'm going to jail, right? But then when I wake up sober, it's like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
But they still gonna charge me with the same shit.
Yeah.
But if you take my blood and you know I'm high as a motherfucker, why you charging me with the same shit? Maybe you could downplay the charge because I'm fucked up and you know I'm fucked up.
Mhm.
They expect you in that sense to like sell out your dealer. You know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't selling out shit.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Or they
That's
just
what, in
wanna
order
suck
for
you
them
into
to
the
be
system.
like,
Yeah.
in order for them to be like, nah, like, you know, if they want you to play like the whole, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just
Nah,
serve
that's-
a whole
Or they want to
pie.
just suck you into the system because
Right.
just say if it's somebody with their first offense. Bam.
True.
Now we got you. Whether we give you time in jail or put you on probation, we got your ass now.
Right.
Because 9 times out of 10, what they thinking is we put you on probation, you gonna fuck up. You finna.
Oh, nah,
going to jail.
but yo, you know what's the cold shit about what you just said?
Yeah.
You gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, the younger you are in the system, you're gonna fuck up because there ain't no way in the hell you can live in the inner city and not run into the police at the end of the day. And if you ain't doing shit, they gonna make sure you doing shit.
Something. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember when I was 16, 17, I had my first car as a DJ because I've been DJing since a little boy.
Right.
Mhm.
But at 16, I was a hood star, right? I was riding around in my little Honda Civic, two-tone, raggedy than a motherfucker. And what I did was I put a DJ speaker in the back, a house speaker, one of them brown joints,
Yeah.
fucking 80s.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's
So
what
I'm riding around slapping, right?
Knocking like a motherfucker.
But the police had pulled me over so many times that they already knew that two-tone Honda Accord is Symphony or whoever he is, and we know he's slapping or he got the speakers in the system.
Yeah.
Now, back home, back then, if you had that in your car and they heard just a little bit, they gave you a fat-ass ticket. They used to pull me over every fucking weekend leaving the club because they either knew I didn't pay a ticket. You know how they give you a ticket and they be like, okay, we gonna give it 30 days because we know he ain't got no goddamn money. He got a warrant or whatever.
Right.
So they were strategically pulling my ass over because they knew I couldn't afford the ticket. So every time they gave me a ticket, they jacked it up. Okay, we gave you one last week for 200. This week is 220. Where the fuck I'm supposed to get 220 from? I'm 16. So they hit you again
Trap of the
because they know you got a warrant.
Yep. That's the trap of the
You
system.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit is
Ain't that the illest shit in the world, bro?
Yeah. Systematic bullshit.
But that's how we grew up.
Yep.
But you know, but that's some of the reasons why I never got high after the boat incident or whatever it was I got
Expected,
laced
though.
with.
Yeah.
It was more of a fear of ever feeling like that ever again. I had a joint one time with my brother though, like maybe like in 2006, 2007, it was for New Year's.
Yeah.
And I smoked with my brother. It was good. It was cool. I ain't hit it a lot, but I
Yeah.
did kind of hit a couple pulls. And then lately, like the last year, I've been thinking about maybe smoking,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm a little older now.
How come? What made you think like,
Cause the older you get, the more you got mental shit going on.
Mhm.
Because you got the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You dealing with a bunch of fucking people that full of shit all day. You hear shit. doing what I do, they asking you for shit all the time.
Mm.
So you can't trust nobody, right? So I'm just like, you know what? Instead of me fucking sipping on yak and all that shit, I should just hit a joint. I can save my liver or whatever,
Facts.
and weed is not fucked up. So
Facts.
why not hit a joint to go to bed?
So what's your take on alcohol versus
Alcohol is fucking poison created by the, almost said something. Alcohol is poison created by the higher power, the
Powers that be.
powers that be
Mhm.
to destroy you.
Mhm.
And not only is it bad for your health, but it's bad for your well-being every day. It's
Your
designed
mental,
so
all
you can
that,
get
yeah.
behind the wheel of a car and possibly
Right.
kill someone and destroy your life. It's designed for you to suffer because when you get high off alcohol, the crash is so bad because you wake
Right.
up the next day, you can't even move.
Right.
Mhm.
Throwing up, headache, dehydrated, craziness. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know how your guys' New Year's was, but I swear it was like the purge out in motherfucking LA. Like, I was like,
Yeah. I was in Korea, but I understand.
I was working, but I'm like, I was just working. And
I was
I
in
already
Texas.
knew I'm not touching
Man,
shit.
I was
You was in
playing
Texas?
spades
I was
at
in
home
Texas.
with the
I was
kids.
trying to be on my ones and twos. I was like, you know, I already know it's New Year's. It's amateur hour. There's going to be people drinking everywhere. It's going to be madness, right?
You call
So,
it amateur hour?
It is amateur hour. Everyone who doesn't come out, they was out.
They was out.
And they
yeah,
was like, oh,
motherfuckers
we're
out.
gonna get fucked up. Da, 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 da. Like, and that's what they did. Like, and I'm talking about there was like just women like sitting lean on the curb, crying,
Damn.
throwing up, fights,
But they New Year's
accidents,
resolution
car
started the
chases.
next day.
Like, I'm not even kidding. I
Yeah.
walked out. I was like, oh, I'm ready to go. So I'm like, let me grab my bag real quick. All I hear is story time, by the way.
Yeah.
All I hear is smack, and everyone's like, "Oh!"
Yep,
like
that's
a
how it
group
go
of people
down.
are like, "Oh!" Da, da, da. And I'm like, "What was that?"
Yeah.
This guy rear-ended these shits out of a cop car, just
Oh,
like
damn.
boom,
Wow.
hits it in reverse.
He done.
Hold on.
Through.
Seconds later, pops it in reverse. Bang! 10
I hope he
times
got away.
harder.
Nah.
Hits
Hell
the
no,
you ain't getting out of that,
person
dude.
behind
Hell
him.
no.
Yo, the cops yank him out the car, fucking him up, all types of shit. People are like
Oh, he
pulling
got
out their
beat up?
phones to record. Me, I go the other way. I'm like, I don't like the whole, let me stick around. No, I'm this way, right?
Yeah.
So I'm hauling ass, and I just hear, wheel, 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 right? Coming from like, I'm on this street. So coming from this street, a car is flying down the street, decides to turn down the street I'm walking on, right? Moments after the car accident just happened. So there's nowhere to go.
Right.
So he pulls down, skirt, pulls like by my side of the road, which is the opposite side of the
Damn.
road. They corner him. This motherfucker's still trying to pop a
They
Yui.
beat his ass.
Yo, hold on. He's still trying to pop a Yui to get out of there. I find me a corner because I'm like, all right, now I'm about to take these heels off, put on my sandals, and
Get
be
out
on my
the
tent.
way.
Right.
Get out
I'm like,
the
no.
way.
Black girl
power. I was like, now I feel like I gotta stand on 10. Like, let me put these sandals on. Don't care how ghetto I look. It's a wrap. Like, and then like not millions, but like maybe like 40 cop cars start flying down the road. They weren't even coming towards the speed chase. They were going towards somewhere else.
Somewhere
Someone
else.
got shot.
Yeah.
I was like, let me bring my ass back inside.
That's New Year, New Year's in LA.
I was just trying to go home. I was working. I was
You know
just
what
trying
I'm
to go
saying?
home. So I was like, let me bring my ass
New
back
Year's
inside the
everywhere.
venue. Right.
Right.
So I go back towards the venue, fight breaks out. I'm like, I'm
That's
camp out here
alcohol.
for a minute.
Yep,
right.
alcohol.
No,
Yep.
it looked like
Alcohol
the
is
purge. Everybody looked like they was zombied
One
out.
thing about alcohol I could say, like, you know what I mean? We all been through shit, but like every bad decision I ever made or everything that was just fucked up for me, I was drunk, man, off alcohol.
Yeah.
So I was either on my way to drink, I was already fucked up, or I was thinking about getting fucked up.
Mm.
Like, seriously, every decision I ever made in my life that had something to do with me getting in trouble, I was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like that ass.
The devil's juice.
Ain't that
Seriously.
something?
And it's legal.
But
look,
it's legal for
legal.
a reason.
And liquor stores in the inner city on damn near every corner. You
Yeah.
could buy some liquor.
But the cool part about liquor
Peep
is that
game.
one bad thing about liquor, I'm gonna say for all the kiddies or whoever listening is that it's legal and the liquor store open at 6 o'clock in the morning, but that's by design because the average human being goes to work at 8 a.m. So what they do is they give you liquor at 6 a.m. because it deters you from going to work. And when you don't go to work, what happens? You end up on welfare. And when you're on welfare, you run out of money because you ain't got enough to last for the whole month. So what do? You go out and do some dumb shit, rob somebody, you end up getting locked the fuck up.
Yep.
That's why that liquor design is so deep. And that's why they open at 6 a.m. and they close at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they give you a 4-hour layover to say, okay, I got 4 hours to come up with some stupid shit that I'm going to do when I get drunk at 6. And then you go out and do some dumb shit. Next thing you know, you get 6 years.
But the bars on the East Coast, don't they stay open later than 2 a.m.?
That's us.
It's
That's us now, though.
Then that's y'all now.
Now
Back
we
then.
wasn't like
It
that.
depends on where you go because like you could go to like there's underground things everywhere.
Yeah, you go
Right,
underground. Yeah.
Like you could hit
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a spot in Atlanta, be open till like 4 a.m. You can
Yeah.
hit a spot in like in
After
the
hours
city.
spot.
Right,
You
after
can get
hours
after
spot.
hours,
You
yeah.
can
But yeah.
We call
Yeah,
them
like a
motorcycle clubs.
Motorcycle
right?
clubs?
The motorcycle clubs.
or like a
yeah.
4 a.m. hookah spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
legally in all, just to speak
Said
legally. Yeah, that's real though. He
Every
telling the truth.
time.
Legally in New Jersey, it's
Shout out Red
1:45
Shout out Red
a.m.
Breed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No,
No, you're
it's all
good.
good.
Legally in Jersey, it's 1:45 a.m.
Yeah.
They can't really serve nothing because they got to get you out by 2
Right.
Yeah.
in all liquor stores. If you go to New York though, some spots is 24 hours depending on where you are.
Okay.
And then, but most spots over there, underground after hours spots.
Yeah.
That's Miss Kim and Miss Lisa and them. They'll be in the projects, and then they'll look. They say what you want.
Yeah.
Give me a 12-pack of Heineken. They lower the bucket down. You put the $25 in there.
Yeah.
Bring the bucket up. Put the shit in there. Lower the bucket. Get your ass out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how the after hours was working. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was the
Shit
after
like
hours.
that, like
The bodega.
it low key excites me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
See, that's why I pointed to him like project.
you know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
Yo, you got me dying right
gotta-
now.
Nah, Compton and
you
Wise.
gotta know.
Compton
You know
and
what I'm saying? You
Wise.
gotta know. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's like, shit, ain't nobody finna go and tell on.
Ain't nobody
right
telling
here.
on Miss
Right.
Miss
But
Ann.
all that shit, so
Yeah.
I know where to go and get my booze. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I know where
Yeah.
to go and get my shit at in this community right here.
Yeah.
You only get that shit in the projects like that.
Circle's
Yeah.
all about
I
that
never
community.
seen nobody really on weed, you know, as much as I've been around it, you know, I've seen it my whole life. You know, my aunties and my uncles, that's what they do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I never really seen nobody really get in trouble on weed,
Yeah,
except for getting caught with it.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about under the influence. I never
Yeah.
really seen nobody wild out on weed. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why it took them so many years to say, okay, we can smoke on the streets. What the fuck was you doing? A survey on who was acting
Damn,
stupid?
They
but you
wanna
can smoke
tax it.
cigarettes.
They
Yeah.
want to
Oh
tax
man,
it.
damn.
They want to make
fucked
their
up.
cut.
Me and R was just talking
Yeah.
in the car
Yeah.
about how toxic cigarettes is,
Man.
right? You allow some shit that will rip your fucking insides out in less than 6 months once you diagnose, because I lost a lot of family members to cancer,
Yeah,
right?
Me too.
My father died of cancer. My father was diagnosed with cancer in July of 2009. He died in November.
Yeah.
That's how fast.
Condolences, rest in peace.
You would allow that shit, thank you. You would allow that to walk the streets
Mhm.
and smoke.
Right.
But weed, which is something that keeps a human calm and is built to cure a lot of shit,
lot of
you know,
things.
you would not allow that because people having a good ass time and enjoying themselves and they ain't out doing no stupid shit. You know, I could say a lot of shit, but I won't. But you know, it's bullshit at the
Yeah,
end of the
It's
day.
bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something too on that though. I think a lot of that is big pharma. You know, got a part to play in that as far
I
as
used to work for a
yeah,
pharmaceutical company.
yeah,
Talk
as
your
far as
shit, Big
keeping
J.
the shit, you know, illegal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like we touch on that all the time though, like the differences between alcohol and cannabis. Alcohol is legal, but yet it causes so much harm to people though. But then yet on the other hand, you get cannabis, you know, the most side effects you're gonna get is you're gonna get sleepy. You know, you're gonna get hungry, you're gonna laugh like a motherfucker.
It make you laugh.
And the
With you being from Jersey, tell us what it was like growing up in Jersey though.
That's a loaded question.
Right.
Yeah.
Traveling between New York and Jersey is, you can't really put it. It's like you growing up, you know what I'm saying, in Watts. And if I was to ask you the same question, you could talk about it for days because I seen shit that
All kind of
the average human being wasn't supposed to see as a growing up person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you grow up like that, you know, you got poverty. Always in our workshops and stuff we do, I always talk about levels of poverty.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you grew up, Kush, you know, but, you know, when I touch on this subject, it's deep because there was poverty, but then the way my family grew up, we was under poverty. And I ain't bullshitting you.
Yeah.
Jersey's
know,
gutter like that.
My brothers will comment, wherever y'all post this at, my brothers will tell you, he telling the truth. You know, my refrigerator had, if you had water, and only baking soda.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom's came to her boys when we got a little older. I was like 16. I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
And all my other brother had left. He went to the military because that was the only way out. You either did the military, music, or you did
Sports.
Yep.
Yeah.
And music was way down there.
Yeah.
So, you know, my brother chose the military. I had another brother went to college. But me, I was like stuck in the middle. But I remember my mom's came to us and she was like, yo, Symphony is 16. Michael, whatever, you're the oldest, 19, 20. Y'all on your own.
Yeah.
She was like, yo, you could stay here. I ain't got no fucking money. So I don't know how y'all gonna eat. So we had to fend for ourselves from 16 or whatever. Now you talking odd jobs. Man, me and my brother had a paper route that paid $5 a week.
Yeah.
Between the two of us though. So we split in $250.
Yeah.
You no cap. So every Saturday, me and him would go to the store and we would still have the shit and spend the $250 on a pint of ice cream. But we stole everything else,
Everything
cookies
else
and fucking,
y'all need,
yo, we had the illest system too, because it was an old ass lady in the store.
Right.
So what the system was, all right, Symphony, go in. And when you go in, ask for some dish detergent on the 4th level.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, hey, ma'am, can you give me that shit way up there?
Yeah.
So when she turn her back, my brother loading the shit out of his.
Everything. Gotta do what you gotta do, though.
That's how
man.
poor we was. So when I tell these stories in the workshops, these are true stories. I grew up under the poor side.
Yeah.
So we had no choice but to be hustlers and grinders coming up. That's why what I do for a living, I'm fucking nice with it because that's all I knew my whole life.
Yeah.
I had no choice. People be like, why you work so hard? Motherfucker, because the rent man going hard.
You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
But I see a blessing in that, even though it was a struggle when
Hell
you
yeah.
grew up. The one thing your mom's provided was she gave y'all still the roof.
Oh, my mom's a beast.
Y'all just had to figure everything else out, but y'all had the roof somewhere to come
And you
that y'all
figured
know
it
y'all
out.
could come. You know
My
what I'm
mom's,
saying?
my mom's a beast.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm telling you? My mom's is still alive. And every chance I get, I call my mom, yo, you know, because my mom did something that was not heard of in society. My mom's raised 4 boys alone.
Yep.
And we all made it out. Nobody went to prison. None of us.
Shout out to mom.
My brother's a college graduate.
Shout out to
My other
mom.
brother did the military thing.
Yep.
She got a famous, whatever, DJ son
Yeah.
or whatever. So my mom's is credit for everything that you see. Because if it wasn't for her telling us, get your ass out of here and get your ass out there and do it, I would have still been like, yo, mommy, what am
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom was like, get the fuck out. I was 16 years old. I'll never forget. I kept hanging out all night. And my mom kept saying, you know what, you little bastard? You gonna come here one day and you ain't gonna be able to get in. Yo, you don't know, this lady old. Man, I went out one night.
She showed your ass.
Came home 2 o'clock in the morning.
Man.
My mom looked from the 2nd floor window, was like, you don't live here no more, boy. Threw my shit out the window.
Yeah.
Word is bond. I think she threw a pair of shorts and some Nikes or some shit. Take this shit and get your ass on.
How old were you?
16.
16.
I
was
went
around
back
the
home.
same age. Because I was
Yeah.
a bad boy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I got kicked out at a young age too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I was
but
16.
I love, at the time, I was mad at mom. So,
I wasn't.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I was. You know what I mean? But then when a nigga thought about it, like, I was, you know what I mean? Nigga fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nigga fucked up.
Hey, you sat on the curb for a second, like.
Man, no, I went to the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I went to the neighborhood.
I sat
though.
on the curb for a
Man,
second.
like,
I could sit on the curb 16. You know what I'm saying? Literally the age of 16, I probably was already down like 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
You was
Yeah.
down already?
I was probably already down for like 2. A
Mm.
year and a half, going on
It's
2.
deep right there.
Ain't even sentenced yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
deep right there.
But like shit, I understand all of that shit, and it's like to like piggyback on it. I give a big old applause to my mom.
Yeah, mom,
Right.
yo,
You
You know what I'm saying?
mom,
Because
moms
the
deserve
shit,
it,
the
man.
shit that she went through,
Shout
and
out
I
auntie,
just say
yeah.
Wow.
like I called today. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing down there 40. You know what I'm saying? I'm quiet as a motherfucker, and I'm listening to what you're saying. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because the
Right.
shit you saying, the things you are saying, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
And I'm
moms
still here.
is just,
Man.
Special.
there's something about a mother, like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, I remember
Man.
being 16, and when my mom was looking out the window telling me to dip, I was like, mommy, you know, mommy, please, or whatever. But in the back of my head, I didn't give a shit. You know why? Because I had an older broad that my mom's met
Man.
back then.
Man, you know what I mean?
Yo.
We moving out here.
Nah,
Hey.
16 is really 32.
So my mom's was like, she was like, you got to dip, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I was already DJ Symphony at the
Show
time.
it. Like,
Nah, real shit
I
though,
was
you know?
like 14 with an older joint.
Right.
Like,
We all
like,
been
you
there.
can't tell
And,
them
and no
shit.
disrespect, you know what I'm saying, the Kush,
Yeah,
talking about the ladies,
sure.
whatever.
do
But,
your thing, guys. I'm
you know, I was 16 at the time.
Yeah.
So when my mom's was like, yo, you got to dip, she knew I had an older chick too. And I think that my mom knew I was going to be okay because I was dating an older woman
Right.
at the time.
Yeah.
So my mom's was like, get the fuck out, you know? And I was like, all right. I was like, Mommy, you sure? Because in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm going over shorty crazy. Mommy, you sure I can leave?
But let me point out that like the East Coast, the Northeast is cold for like 9 months out the year.
That's bad.
So the struggle over there is very different. Like not saying not to take away from anyone's struggle at all, like period. But weather, I feel like plays a huge role. Like
Yeah.
it's like you can't
honestly.
just be camping out at the park. You can, but the struggle is different. So it's
Yeah.
like you're like I'm gonna make something. I'm gonna do something.
got to,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
Well, you
make
got to,
bread.
Chris.
Like I'm gonna by any means necessary. You know. So it's just like.
I spent
It's
2
a-
years on the streets
Mhm.
between the city and Jersey. I was homeless. A lot of people don't know that about me. And, you know, when they meet me and stuff,
Yeah.
Mhm.
they always ask me, why you this way? I was homeless, man.
Yeah.
You know, ain't nobody tell me nothing about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I get very pissed off when people tell me, oh, you spoiled or you don't want to walk. Man, you know, I'm like, fuck what you talking about.
Yeah.
You know, you wasn't there when I spent those nights on the streets not knowing
Yeah.
what was popping off. Or like, you know, I had this shorty back home, Puerto Rican girl. And I used to live in this rooming house. Right? A rooming house back home it's a one room like this. Like
Yeah.
And in that one room, you stand with convicts, people that's on probation,
Right.
people that smoke crack, smoke dope, mental problem. So I stayed in this rooming house, and it was like it was like 3 rooms, right? But then everybody had kids and their family with one bathroom.
Trap house.
Man, trap house. You talking
Man.
about trap house. Trap house with the handcuffs and everything. So I'm living in this spot. That was the only thing my man had paid for it. It was $75 a week.
Yeah.
And I think that equals $350 a month.
Mhm.
So I had to pay $350 a month. And I'm in this rooming house. I'm doing my thing. I don't got nowhere to go. I don't got no job. I'm all fucked up, right? But I had this Puerto Rican girl in my life at the time. She had a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Now, with Kush telling you about the weather,
Yeah.
she does say, yo, bro, it gets so cold back home. And if you're not careful on the ice, yo, you can die, man.
Black
Mm.
ice. Let me
Nah,
try to
no
look up
shit.
The weather right now.
Word is bomb, man. Like, yo, on everything I
You
love,
mean like driving or just walking?
both.
Both.
No shit.
Both.
Listen.
Black ice.
Black eye.
Listen,
It's worse
Yeah, I
than
know about the
snow.
the
Yo,
black ice,
worse
but
than
damn.
snow.
Yo, back home,
Right now it's
Nah,
35
no
degrees
shit.
in New York.
you know how your mom raised you how to
35.
walk and crawl? They raised you how to walk on that shit because some nights you'll be walking on snow,
24 degrees.
that motherfucker straight ice. So you'll go to walk and bang, bust your whole shit up on the ground, man. You know what I'm saying? So
So you got to be careful.
extra.
So was the Tim's essential?
you had to have them.
I mean, yeah.
That ass.
Yo, if you ain't had
That
no Timbs on, yo, you can't walk in sneakers home in the
Yeah.
winter because you
Yeah.
asking for a death sentence.
Yeah.
Tim's grip, see the way Tim's are made,
Wet ass socks.
them shits, what? Them shits used to be so annoying.
I feel that energy right
Man,
now.
yo, when that
Wet ass
fucking, yo, when that sock, yo,
Legs cold
I'm
as
about to
shit.
touch on this shit, yo. But the Timberland, right, the way it was shaped,
Yeah.
that motherfucker used to grip the ground.
Yeah.
But one thing about New York, and I'm gonna get back to the girl because I want to tell y'all
Right.
this.
She's like this Puerto Rican girl.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
because this story is so dope. But one thing about the weather in Jersey and New York is we gonna get on the wet sock shit.
Yeah.
So you got on
Nothing worse
Timbs,
than a wet
right?
sock.
And your jeans only go but so far down to the boot,
Right.
And if you walking around with the jean and the sock, niggas is capping on you. Like, what the fuck is you doing, right? So you would go step off the curb, but the snow and the ice make it look like it's flat.
Oh yes.
Remember that shit? You gonna step off the curb.
Right.
So you got the curb.
Fuck that,
And you got the street, and the street is black versus a white curb.
Yeah.
But the ice is black from all the slush and shit.
Right.
So you go step off the curb. So you did two things. You either slipped on it and bust your ass, or your fucking foot went all the way to the fucking bottom. And when
that should be slushy. Because mind you, like, it'll give you all 4 seasons in 1 week. If it has to. So like it could snow, freeze over, then thaw out. Now it's slush, and trying to drive in that is oh man.
But imagine, it's -3 outside, -4. Now you just stepped in this puddle.
You gotta continue to walk like that.
Well, he gotta
continue to walk like that the rest of the way.
Part of but here go the illest shit.
Yeah.
This the illest shit. This is the shit that takes your whole fucking day away. You ain't got 2 wet socks. You got 1 wet sock. So your left foot, your left foot is like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Your right foot, you got frostbite.
Man.
Your shit itching like a
motherfucker.
But look though, but you still gotta walk 2 miles wherever you going.
Wherever you going.
And by the time you get there, see, people don't understand how the East Coast work with weather in your body.
Yeah.
So wherever you going, by the time you get there, this is done. The chin is done. Your ears done. But when you take them gloves off and them socks and that heat hit that shit, you talking about some itching ass shit.
Yeah.
You damn near scratch your skin off.
So that's
the
why
palms
motherfuckers
of
be
the
like,
word.
get out the way. Get out the way.
Fuck out the way.
Whenever people are like, why are people from the East Coast so aggressive? I'm like, I don't see it.
We trying to get home.
It's probably cold. Right.
We trying to get these boots off.
We got places to be.
Yo, you couldn't put your foot. You know how you ever see those space heaters in movies?
Yeah.
Those heaters. You couldn't sit close to that because if you did, the heat would hit the frostbite, and I swear to
your shit. Hey, that shit crazy though.
That's how we live.
Never experienced
That's
that.
how we live.
But by me coming, I just went through Denver again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And how you say like the snow meet the curve.
Yeah, it's bad.
Shit like that. I call myself like I'm a West Coast motherfucker.
Bye.
You know what I'm saying? I'm traveling.
You out there fucking around?
I'm bundled up. I'm finna get out, let my dogs, you know what I'm saying, go and handle their thing and shit. And I'm just like, oh, look at the snow. You know, and I got some fucking Crocs on and shit. You know what I'm saying? I go out, just the 1 foot though. Just the 1 foot went down there like boom.
So Shorty Wop though, when I was going through the homeless shit, I had finally got a little bit of money. You know, I was DJing in the club back home. It was a little spot. And I was making like $50 a week. You know what I'm saying? DJing 5 hours. So basically I was making $10 an hour, right? Yeah. That wasn't enough. So I'm living in this spot, man. I swear to God, this little shorty I was
in Jersey?
Yep. I was dealing with this shorty, and she had a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
She would put the 2-year, her mom, first of all, moms would cook. And she would put the 2-year-old in the stroller. And she probably lived you know, a mile. But you know, a mile back then when you walking is mad far.
In the cold.
And then you cold.
With the wet sock.
Shorty used to
one dry one.
Bro, every day. Shorty would put the baby in the stroller. She would make me a plate of food, and she would walk that shit from her house to my motherfucking spot.
A mile.
Every single.
When you got to you.
Yo, by the time I got the baby freezing. So you know, the struggle had to be real.
Yeah.
And she saw me going through that and was like, no matter what.
At least you could have is a plate of food.
Yeah.
Real shit.
That's
the way I got, you know how I got out of that?
Shouts out to her, bro.
Yeah, I would never turn my back. I just talked to her the other day.
Yep.
I would never turn my back. I don't care who I'm with in my life. I would never turn my back on that person.
Yep. That's love, right?
Nah, but yo, you know how I got out of that shit? God bless my father, so he laughs his ass off about this shit. But the way I got out of it was, our rent was behind, right? So I'm like at the crib, I'm chilling. I hear a knock on the door. I'm like, yo, who that? But I ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
I just keep hearing this. 74. I'm like, oh shit, it's the boys. Right?
I'm not asking this.
Yeah. I'm 74. I'm like, oh shit, but I ain't paid my rent. So the boys coming in, I'm sitting in the living room. So I look over and shit. I got a pile of clothes over there. I'm like, oh shit, okay. What I'm gonna do? Bang, bang, bang again. This time it's the landlord. Yo, you open the door, we coming in. I'm like, oh shit, okay. Nigga shit kicked in. I'm finna get under these clothes. Yo, bro. Nigga shit kicking. I get under the clothes, right?
Oh, man.
My father laughed so hard. I get under the clothes. I'm under the clothes. I'm peeking through the hoodie and shit. Like, police in there looking around and all that. Like, you know what I mean? Fucked around.
Do they have a dog?
Nah.
Okay.
God bless. But he shined the light right on me. And I know he seen me. But I think he felt bad for me. You know what I'm saying? Cause he looked right at my motherfucking eye. Cause my, you know how that light hit your eyes? So my shit was like, oh shit.
I'm trying to look sad. Like.
He shined that motherfucker. He shined it right on me, bro. That shit hit my eye. My shit was like, oh shit. And he just, he turned the light away. He turned the light away.
Oh,
like, we can't find. He not in there.
Yeah, that's, man, shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out.
We got
Shout out to the cop.
Shout out to the cop, man.
Yo, I told my father that shit. But my dad was like, yo.
Like, please,
my father was like, yo. But but look though, he said the realest shit. He said, what if the police just took their sticks and was just beating shit in there? Like, yo, fuck this motherfucker.
Yeah.
He said, yo, you the king busted out of that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Oh, then they would have been tackling the nigga and all that though. But
that was the thing. That was the thing. When I was in the clothes, I had realized, stop fucking laughing. When I was in the clothes though, right? That's when I realized at that time in my life, I said, yo, I hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
And but then what happened was, I had to leave, you know what I mean? Because I ain't that type of person, even to this day.
Right.
I know I'm wrong,
For sure.
So I knew I was wrong for smooching and staying.
Yeah.
So I left. And then when I left, my cousin Cookie, she let me sleep on her kitchen floor for mad long, yo. For
That's
like,
love, though.
yo,
Yeah.
nah, it wasn't none.
Oh, wasn't it?
Hey, no, I gotta ask though. Me being a project child
wasn't none of that
myself,
shit.
Yeah.
Fuck all that applause shit.
Yeah.
Roaches,
Well, fucking
rats.
oh, yeah.
I'm waking
In
up,
the
roaches
kitchen,
and
though,
shit
yeah.
all on me. But I was happy for
Yeah, the roof.
Yeah.
a place to live,
Right.
but it was the worst time because at that time she ain't had no heat, so we was using
Right.
the stove for the heat. Now I'm in the kitchen. I'm dying. I'm waking up,
Woo.
headaches. I'm hot as a motherfucker because the heat on. I'm like, yo, turn this motherfucking stove off, nigga.
Yeah,
but she
for real.
can't because she got the babies.
You gotta heat up the whole house.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, I went through that. So nowadays when people be like, yo, Symphony, you work too much or you this too much, I get mad as a motherfucker because I'm like, you wasn't there.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like to not have no fucking food and you got a shorty walking that shit a mile and you embarrassed. You know what I mean? You trying to be a man, but you embarrassed because you got somebody bringing you shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like Shorty never discredited me, but I always felt like, damn, I can't even spend $20 on a sandwich. You know what I mean?
Right.
in a situation like that though, and you got like your shorty or your, you know what I'm saying, your old lady, whatever it may be, supporting you in that aspect, instead of you being or feeling ashamed or whatever, is that like some way like she's showing you that support to show you like you got this?
Yeah, well,
See some menu
Because
type shit.
yeah.
Yeah, because look who
Eventually,
you are
you
now.
got this.
Look what
Yeah.
became of that.
I think, yeah, but we didn't know that at
No
that
one
time.
ever
Nobody
does.
knew.
No one ever
what
does,
it would
man.
be. Well,
But people see your potential.
nah, it wasn't that. It wasn't that, man. Yo, it wasn't that.
I feel you.
Yo,
He's like,
He knows
I
all
had
that.
to make
Nah,
something
fuck
work.
that.
He knows.
It
He
wasn't
knows.
none of that
so
shit.
I hear you. I
Yeah,
hear
It
you.
wasn't none of
I
that.
can
All that
dig it.
victory speech shit, bullshit.
Fuck all that.
Fuck out of here.
Shit right here.
Fuck that shit.
Hell no. You know what it was? I'm gonna tell you what it was.
You brought me breakfast in the cold.
Yeah.
man.
You wanted some dick or something. You know what I'm saying? You wanted something out of this.
Ow!
You know what I mean?
Nah, I'm gonna keep it a buck though. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna tell you why.
shit.
I'm gonna tell you why Shorty did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? when you grow up like that, when you young, and Puerto Ricans especially,
Right.
I love Puerto Rican people, man. I grew up with them. That's, you know what I mean?
So
Latinas,
make sure you
that's
For
my
sure,
people.
for sure. Yeah.
They gonna make sure you eat, bro.
Yeah.
if nothing else.
Man, yo, I mean, one thing about Spanish households, and I know this, you know what I mean, because my kids and all this stuff, but one thing about Spanish households, you could get in a major argument with them, right? At 10 o'clock. At 10:30, she gonna be like, yo, fuck you, but did you eat? You know what I mean? You good or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though she mad, she
Yeah.
going. And then a lot of times in Spanish households, when we
Yeah.
grew up, they had the big silver pot. So the mother,
Yeah.
they would make the huge thing of rice.
Right. Yeah.
And instead of them throwing it in the garbage, most families would get a homeless person walking past, or they'll save it for the next day or 3 days.
Yeah.
So that's how Shorty was back then. She was walking the food to me
Yeah.
because she was raised that way.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that, you know, hero
That
shit.
was just the way. Yeah. That's just.
That was
the way.
her.
That's
But
her.
I mean,
yeah.
hey, not all heroes wear capes. She was a hero in
I ain't giving her all that goddamn
Nah,
credit. That girl
hey,
go eat goddamn
She
misery.
gonna get a dun da da da.
Yeah, but she still gave me holy hell. And even to this fucking day, she gives me holy hell.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey, you take the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
So look, we
As long as the food was good, right?
The food was immaculate.
oh everything.
Everything good when you're hungry as a motherfucker.
Hell yeah. So we talked about working. So, you know, and you being a DJ. So how did that get started as far as you being a DJ, wanting to be a DJ and then working with the Wu-Tang Clan?
DJ for GZA of the Wu-Tang Clan. Because I DJ for multiple artists in Wu-Tang. Mathematics is the actual full DJ for all of them.
So now, as you being,
Oh, okay.
as you
Specific
becoming
DJ.
For artists in the clan.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because math is, when we all together, math through the whole clan.
Okay.
So I DJ for Raekwon, Ghostface, GZA,
Yeah.
like that.
Oh,
now you're
okay.
officially
Okay.
the DJ for GZA.
Yeah, but I always been.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The official DJ.
But you
for
started
GZA, for
off
sure.
With Raekwon.
with Raekwon.
Mhm.
So at some point, they stumble upon you or you stumble upon them.
Yeah, we can tell the story that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong though. Raekwon, that's Shawland, right?
Shyland.
Is that's the one who be saying that, right?
Yeah, Shaolin.
Yeah.
Charlene.
All
right,
That's the,
so
the
let's-
kung fu
Like the
shit,
Shaolin
right?
That,
Temple.
hey,
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
They took that element
Yeah.
from that, but Shaolin represents Staten Island. That's like a part of Staten Island. Not
Yeah.
officially, but they named it Shaolin.
I say that, you know what I'm saying? Because
Oh, okay.
that's how I kind of like
Yeah.
correlate and relate the names to like certain
Yeah.
members.
So
know
if
what
you,
I'm saying?
one thing about,
Shaolin,
so if you
yeah.
go to Staten
He had the
Island,
grill and shit.
yeah, if you
Yeah.
go there,
Yeah.
so Staten Island is honestly, the motherfucking shit is two ways.
Yeah.
Because there's a store that separates the projects. It sits right on the corner. And you can go this way to the store or this way. That's all Wu-Tang district. If they don't know your ass and they catch you right in that spot, either going here or there, they'll ask you, where you from? What you doing? And if you say the wrong shit,
Mm.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
So that's official Wu-Tang district.
Yeah, they got street signs and they got on that storefront right there, because that's a historic store now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because everybody went there.
Right.
But that bodega right there got all the members of Wu-Tang Clan's faces right there.
That's dope.
So you have to know somebody
Gotta
to
check
get into
in.
Shaolin.
Yeah.
And
Check
yeah, you
in.
better check in, because if you don't check in right there at that store, because it's already mad niggas out there.
Yeah.
You ain't getting past that fucking
Right.
point without somebody saying, who the fuck is that?
Right.
Yeah. So you got to know
I can
somebody
dig
to get in that projects.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
And just to give you guys like a little scope, because like the East Coast, a lot of states ain't nothing as big as Cali, right?
Right.
So say like the states are so small. So going from like Newark, New Jersey to Brooklyn, New York
Right.
is like 35, 40-minute drive, right? If I'm wrong. Like it's like
From
right.
where?
Say if you're going from like Jersey to like Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
45,
I'm
50,
saying?
50 minutes.
So it's
Depending.
all right, depending on where you're at in certain states, like it's so close.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and if people a lot of people wanted to work in the city and live in either New Jersey or Connecticut because the cost of living was a lot cheaper.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you would get your money out in the city.
Yeah.
So go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, but you know, Jersey and New York is sister and brother.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, Jersey City and Newark is what separates New York City from each
Yeah.
other. So you got two ways to get there. You could walk your ass off over there. There was a lot of tourists too. They ride bikes or you could drive through.
Yeah.
But the two, it's not night and day. It's like San Francisco and Oakland. I don't know if you guys been over there, but
yeah, for sure.
they connect each other.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jersey and New York City. That's why we say we from each other towns because it's right there.
Right.
Right there.
That's why people think Redman is a New York dude. No, Redman is from Newark, New Jersey.
Newark, New Jersey. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Probably ran all through. I'm speculating.
Red is one of the dopest lyricists, though. Yeah.
Yeah, Red is
man.
ill, but
Sure.
Tretch and them, Queen Latifah and all.
Tretch,
Yeah.
But y'all would have thought they was from the city because their city is connected to New York City.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why the vibe is the same because
Right.
you can go through one tunnel, which is the Holland Tunnel or the Lincoln Tunnel or
Yeah.
whatever, and
But
make
isn't
it
like
through.
isn't it like a slight difference?
Nope.
Because you see, like, you can go, like,
Oh.
the thing is, like,
Because
in
Trash
Cat-
them
Cat-
act different from
They don't
like,
act
members of the
different.
Wu-Tang Clan. Like,
Nah, it's not that they act different.
Like a different culture type.
Yeah.
Nah. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, because you there, though.
I'm
like,
there.
You right there.
I'm gonna
so,
say nah.
yeah.
Only look, we all wear Timbs and we
Yeah.
all wore the same. The only thing that really separated is swag.
Yeah.
Like Harlem,
that's what I mean.
It's a different.
yeah, Harlem cats don't act like Brooklyn cats.
No.
Right.
Brooklyn cats don't act like Jersey.
Right.
But when you put us all in the same building, we
Yeah.
all doing the same shit.
Yeah,
we all
yeah.
represent
That's
New York.
like
Yeah,
Giants.
that's what I mean, like the
Compton
hub and the
Watts.
dub.
Yeah, that's like
Compton
Compton
Watts.
Watts.
You know
But
what I'm
that's
saying?
like,
Like,
right.
yeah.
But that's
What do you call it? The hub and the
Hub
dub?
and the dub, yeah.
Right, but that, like, Compton and Watts is very, like, it's unique because, like, but you could go from Compton to Long Beach and it's a completely different,
Different,
like,
yeah.
culture. You
Yeah.
could go from
Yeah.
Long Beach to
You can't.
Santa Ana and it's a completely different culture.
You can't
like,
put a.
it's so different when you drive through certain cities in Cali, like, and I'm like mind blown, you know, because
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
East
Only
Coast is
thing
like,
that's look. If you was to take all the headwear off and back home, nobody wears headwear. Nobody.
Yeah.
And the only thing you doing is talking and having a conversation. You can't tell he from Brooklyn and he from Newark because it's the same shit. Yo, we get busy over there. Everybody loud and belligerent than a motherfucker.
See, but you can tell the difference between your Compton Watts and
Right.
like West LA out here
Really?
with us, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, if
With the lingo and all
take that
that
out, yeah.
But look, quote unquote, that's just my opinion.
yeah.
Like, back home, they probably be like Symphony crazy the motherfucker. You know what I mean? But for me,
but
maybe
it's
because I've been around so many.
But I done
different
heard
people
it
from
like
there.
that
But it's
more
more-
from people from the East
right.
Coast
It's
and shit
more
like
of,
that
it's
too,
more
though.
of like a melting pot over on the East Coast than it is out here. Like from and like I agree with you.
I
what
could
you're
dig it
saying.
like the
It's
different boroughs and
you know
all
what I'm
that
saying?
kind of
Like
stuff. Yeah.
unless you're from like there might be some cities like you're like, oh yeah, they from like, you know, they from there.
Yeah.
I mean, they all.
I get it, though.
Like you go
I
to
get it.
Like-
Negro or
Somewhere
something.
white
'Cause we
tees.
coming from an outside looking in.
Yeah,
You from
look,
the inside.
in
looking at
Brooklyn,
the shit.
they might wear
Living
white
it, yeah.
t-shirts, and then in Harlem, they wearing big ass hats. So if I seen a motherfucker walk up on me in New York City, oh, he from Harlem. Look at his fucking hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I see a cat with the white tee on, I'm like, oh, he from Brooklyn for sure.
Yeah.
But you might see a cat with some fly ass Air Forces on or some fly ass not on flights. You know he from Queens. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you see a motherfucker in Jersey, you could tell it's Jersey motherfucker. Sure.
Yeah.
Get it. Yo, you could tell when you talking to a Jersey nigga.
Khakis and all that.
Hurt.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
No, there
saying
ain't no
Tretch
khakis.
Neal
Nah.
was kind of like different from.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I
Tretch,
mean?
yeah, like the way Tretch, and he shot it out where he was from, like a motherfucker with
Yeah.
Naughty by Nature.
Of course.
Though.
But look though.
They was with the khaki.
yeah,
like,
but
you know what I'm
nah, they
saying?
wasn't
Like,
bullshit.
That
They
was
were.
him.
They were.
and
That's
the
right,
the
that
little
was him.
jumpsuit
They
shit
had like
and all
kind of
that.
That was
West Coast,
him.
East Coast
Hey, don't
mix.
get it fucked
They
up.
mixed that
The only
shit.
reason why these guys they did it, Pac was alive. That was his man.
Yeah, for sure.
So they
Sure.
inherited a lot of that fly swag shit with the khakis and
Yep.
stuff back then. You know what I mean? But look, in all honesty, when they was doing the khakis, we couldn't afford that shit.
Mm.
Them boys was getting money back then. So that's why Tretch
Yeah.
was able to stick out the way he
Yeah.
did. And he was fly with it.
Fly as motherfucker.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah, for
We
sure.
try to get some khakis.
That's what gave me
I had
that
all
perception.
not-
though.
Naughty
Yo,
by
them
Nature
cats, yeah.
tapes, all that. Yeah.
They was rolling with
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know what I mean? Tretch and them set the bar high when it came to that kind of swag back then. We was trying to match them, but we
And the
couldn't get
nigga
that
flow was raw too,
money.
though.
Oh, Tretch was,
Yep.
I know that's my dude too, but one thing about him, man, Tretch remind me, well, I gotta say DMX is kind of like Tretch to me. They got
I can
that,
see that.
rough ass, you know what I
I
mean?
can see that.
Tretch is rough, man.
Yeah, I can
Tretch
see
came
that.
out with that long ass baseball bat. You
Yeah.
knew he'd whoop your
That
ass
shit was
with that
hard
stick,
though.
man.
Yeah. I was about like
Yeah.
14, 13, 12 and all that around
Yeah.
that time. Like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
But don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
New York City and New Jersey cats, we get along like a motherfucker. Now, you know, when it gets disrespectful when certain cats go to their town, they selling whatever, and they come and doing stupid shit. It gets to, but when it comes to hanging out with all of us, it's nothing. Like members of Wu-Tang ain't gonna be like, oh, Symphony, you from Newark, and we ain't fucking with you. Now we all get busy together.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
family,
saying?
yeah.
Yes, I can't tell Jizza from Brooklyn because when we get
Yeah.
to talking and having a good time, we
The
same.
brotherhood.
It's like,
Same shit.
are you
Yeah.
hustling or
You
not?
feel me? Yeah. So we different, yeah, for sure. But not at the end of the day. Not to me, because I grew up there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Let me ask you a question. What's your top 5?
Rappers.
Yeah.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive.
Am I starting from number one or am I?
Just
Yep, you can start from number 1. Or you can start from 5, however you want to do it.
I think my greatest MC of all time is Tupac. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But yeah, but yo, no cap. I love Pac. Only
Yeah.
because of the work ethic that he did.
For sure.
And he did the movies. He
Unmatched.
did he did a
Unmatched.
lot of shit. And I remember when Me Against the World came out.
Yeah.
And I remember how that album made me feel as DJ Symphony because I was going through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So when I heard that it's just me against the world,
World. Me and
get it. And I was
Yeah.
homeless when the shit.
Yeah,
came out.
man.
So when that, so Pac is probably number one. My number 2 would be Biggie.
Okay.
And because Biggie did so much shit with a short catalog.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I try to find freestyles from Big today and I can't find anything.
Yeah.
So that goes to show you how powerful Big was.
Yeah,
And I'm only saying Tupac over Biggie for work ethic.
for sure.
I'm not
I could
saying
dig it.
lyrical content.
dig
I'm not
it.
saying
I
he
could
was
dig it.
better.
Yeah.
I'm just saying work ethic wise, Tupac
Yeah.
was putting out 3 albums a year,
Yeah.
2 albums a year, doing
Yeah.
a movie on top of that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Biggie was about getting his money. He was
Which
still
one?
in the streets. Biggie, like that was his
Yeah.
only he was still in the streets a lot. It was
Yeah.
about his bread, and then come back to music.
It's not coming fast enough. Nigga, I'm over here. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like,
But
yeah.
go ahead, number 3.
My number 3 would have to be Prodigy from Mobb Deep.
Respect it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Prodigy
R.I.P.
lyrically was something
sure,
that, and
yeah.
I met him.
Rest in
I
peace.
actually did a fucking full tour with Mobb Deep
Okay.
with Wu-Tang members.
Yeah.
And we was on the Cuban Links 2 tour. That tour was the most insane tour I ever did because it was Wu-Tang and it was matter of fact, it was Ray and a couple, I can't remember, but it was Capone and Noriega
Yeah.
and Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
You talking about
Capone. Yeah. Noriega.
Capone and
yeah.
Noriega together.
Bruh,
Yeah, it was
you talking about a tour?
Yeah.
So
I
we're
mean,
gonna run
every
that
night,
back?
we all was on the same bus. So some nights I'll be sitting there just like that's Prodigy right there. That's Havoc. I'm looking at Nori. I'm looking at Capone. I'm looking at Raekwon. I'm like, yo, this the shit.
Yeah, on everything.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yo, you on the bus with legends. But so Prodigy will be number 3.
Number 3.
My number 4, and I'm not saying it's just because that's my brother, but GZA lyrically, if you ever sit down and listen to GZA rhyme,
Yeah.
nothing like I ever heard, man.
Respect it.
This boy
Respect.
can rap his ass
Yeah.
off. You know what I'm saying? Some nights,
Nah,
I
talk
tease
up
him.
your brother. Talk up your
Nah,
brother. Fuck that
I
shit.
tease him sometimes because he'll be on stage and he always look back like, fuck is you doing? But he'll be on stage rhyming and I'm behind him DJing and I'll just be looking at him like, God damn, dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's a part of the show where he do like a freestyle and I'm like, yo, I just be listening to the lyrical content that he delivers. GZA can rhyme. He can rhyme his ass off.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
That boy nice.
Yeah.
My number 5, Jada. And I wish I could put Jada more up on the scale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, put it like this.
He did come after.
Put
him,
Jada
respectfully.
in a lane of his own,
Yeah.
and I will put Nas in my top 3 somewhere,
Yeah.
and I will put my Jada up more
Yeah.
if I had to rearrange. But I got to put Nas in there, and I have to put Jada. You know what I'm saying? That's my go-tos right
Dig
there.
it, respect.
I would love
Yeah, I
to
fuck
put
with that,
Nas
yeah.
higher up, but I can't really put Nas to Prodigy. Even though I love Nas, I just love
Right.
Prodigy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I love Mobb Deep is my shit.
Lyrical,
Even when I
yeah.
work out, Mobb Deep is my.
Mobb Deep, yeah.
And the shit Prodigy was on, beyond just the music, though. You know, talking about health. You know, black people health and shit like that,
But
though.
yeah,
So
yeah.
He was on some other
He
shit.
the only
though.
rapper I know. I love Nas. That's why I hate doing this kind of shit. Cause I hate to put some. That's why I wish we didn't have to do it order.
Right.
Because one thing I loved about Prodigy was Prodigy didn't have to rhyme to make it make. He'll be like, "Yo, I'm in the store. It's getting hot, but I'm gonna go over here and sit down and go to bed," and it makes sense because he didn't rhyme it.
Yeah.
You see, you ever hear him do that?
Yeah.
It doesn't rhyme. He the only rapper I ever heard do that where it made fucking sense.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody been able to duplicate that style yet.
Yeah.
But they
story and it still flows.
No, but it don't rhyme.
Yeah, but I'm saying it still flows. Like,
It flows like a
story and it still
motherfucker.
flows, right?
You would think that I came in the door, I said it before. You would think that Prodigy would say, I came in the door, said it before. But he'll say, I came in the door, I went into bed and took a nap. And you like, oh shit, yo, yeah. Am I right though?
I'm so done.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
that's
I
why I
respect
loved
it,
him.
yeah.
I just love Prodigy, man. He got a song called Still Shining on the Hell on Earth album. If y'all get a chance to listen to that record, yo, this record is powerful.
Yeah.
Yo, his lyrical content in that shit is like, he said a bar in that rhyme, and no disrespect to nobody, I'm just speaking lyrically.
Yeah.
He said, I rob land like white man, plans to overthrow your whole shit while shaking your hand.
Mm.
You hear what I just said?
Yeah. Plans to throw your whole shit.
This motherfucker said, I rob land like white man, plans to overthrow your whole shit while shaking your hand,
like they
motherfucker.
did the Indians.
So what was
Yeah.
we just talking about earlier about haters?
Yep.
That shit is
What was we just talking about earlier about haters?
Yeah.
They
It's
will
one of the
shake
hardest
your
bars in
hand.
hip hop, man. And then he got another line where he says, my mob is like a bunch of wild Puerto Ricans with bangers the size of African spears. It's warfare in the arena. I turn arenas in the house of horrors. So let me break this shit down one more time.
Yeah.
He said, my mob is like a bunch of wild Puerto Ricans with bangers the size of African spears. It's warfare in the arena. I turn arenas into a house of horrors. Yo, I'm like,
visualize it. Yeah.
you see my mob, you need to
Fucking
run
bastard
behind
shit,
shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo. He said, yo, you got a gat, you better find that and use that shit.
Yep.
Or get reminded. I'm like, when I listen to Prodigy, I'm like, yo, I never heard an MC really get that technical on lyrical content. And then when he got older, when he got out of jail, it went to another level because he had knowledge of self really heavy after that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He started talking about the meat shit and
Yep.
all the shit that
All
could
the
kill
shit,
you.
yep.
And
For
Yeah.
sure. For
so
sure.
lyrically, I wish I could put more MCs in that
That's
top.
a dope top 5 though.
Yeah.
Right.
I
We
could
had
I want more in there. Like I wasn't really a big Jay fan at all.
Yeah.
Because he talked about things I just wasn't doing. You know what I'm saying? I related more to a Prodigy, or I related more especially to Tupac, because Tupac is one of them rappers that touch your emotions.
Every Dear Mama.
They come from
Yeah,
it.
fuck the world. All that shit, man.
But at one point, you can't front. Can't nobody in this room front. And everybody watching, you can't front. There's a Tupac record out there that's going to touch you in some type of way.
Oh,
It don't
yeah.
matter which one.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It might be Hit 'Em Up. It might be fucking Picture Me Rolling. It might be fucking America's Top Most Wanted. One of them records gonna get your ass.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So when I throw on Me Against the World, it put me in the zone.
Yeah.
But if I had to add a couple of more people, I think if you say Simp, who my groups, man, listen.
Let's do top 5 groups
Yeah,
then.
look,
Run it.
Raekwon and Ghost ain't nothing to be playing with.
Huh.
That combination right there, because Ghostface is more
They had
pretty
their own
Tony.
group within the group.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been watching the series. So
Yeah,
I've been
it's a
checking the
good
series
series.
out, and I've seen that part, like when they went and walked in the woods and shit, and
Yeah.
they was talking, and then one of them was like, we got to get the fuck up out of here. I ain't trying to
Yeah.
be in the woods and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, but they was talking about the collab. That's when they was talking about the collab. when they
them
was
two
walking through the
together
woods.
is like, when you hear him rhyme, see, Ghostface is pretty Tony, and that's real. That's what he delivers
That robe, yeah,
to
all
the
that
world.
shit, yeah.
And Raekwon is more, he the chef, so he know how to cook lyric. He know how to flip shit, right?
Chain, yeah.
Then when you put them together and you listen to songs that they complement each other so well.
For Sure.
that when you listening to them rhyme, you get lost in them.
Yeah.
You get lost with Ray and Ghost.
Yeah.
So I think like if I had to do a top 5 groups, I mean the Locks, of course.
For sure.
The Locks is number 1.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing coming past Jada, Styles, and
Shout out
fucking
to the
Chic Loose.
Locks.
Them boys,
Yep.
them
Shout out to
boys,
the Locks.
they fucking dangerous.
Shout out to them.
But
that
you gotta
versus
put Ray
battle.
and Ghost at that top. You
Yeah.
gotta put Annie. You gotta put MOP in that
Mhm.
group shit.
Annie up. Yeah.
Dangerous,
Yeah.
dangerous clicks. It ain't that many more groups that can stand. How many is that? 3?
Yeah, that's
So
3.
you need 2 more, but it ain't that many more groups that can stand in that.
It seemed like you stand on the East Coast though. You
'Cause it ain't that-
you ain't sure.
Because West Coast wasn't group related. NWA is not.
NWA.
They not a
the
group.
Loonies.
That's a record label.
The Loonies ain't no record label. That's
No,
a
NWA.
It wasn't a record
did-
But not a
was
label.
group.
You know, the Death Row is a label.
There was a group.
But
NWA
that's in
not
the
part of Death
80s.
Row.
They not rapping as a group anymore.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but they were a group though.
It's in the 80s.
What about how was like Bone Thug?
I wasn't never
accepted
with
back
that
then?
shit back
Yeah.
then.
And
You got to remember, we was on the East Coast. I wasn't listening to no motherfucker.
I've heard that before though.
You
Like
got
when
the
they
fucking
first
Ghetto
came
Boys.
out. Yeah,
You got the Ghetto Boys.
Nah.
But see, the South and on the East though,
You
the
naming
South
the names
South don't.
that
wasn't
came,
really-
It don't count.
but they not in it.
like that.
What's E40
No.
them shit? The Click or something?
E40 and them wasn't respected like that on the East.
No.
They used to say E40 couldn't rap.
Because it's
On the
like
East
so
Coast.
You gotta-
Now he one of the greatest. That's why I'm saying. I don't
Yo, but look
think
though,
the
look.
motherfuckers couldn't do nothing. The shit was established though, right?
Yeah, but
West,
Gotta hit me out though.
West Coast is not known for groups. They known for singles. Like Snoop is a single. But you know who was raw as a group?
What about the
Back then,
dog?
you
No,
had
I was just about to
Yeah.
say that. The Dog Pound was the
Hey,
shit
look,
out here.
how did motherfuckers feel when they did that New York shit though?
You know, that shit never bothered nobody because the one we did didn't mean shit neither.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Because I
And
think
it
that
wasn't really a diss. I don't
Yeah, it
think
wasn't a
New York
diss.
was a diss to,
Nah.
you know what I'm saying, to the East Coast.
the LA and New York, by the time they had did those records, that shit was already
It was all, that was the media. Yeah, the media
They
was
hyped it
hyping
up.
that shit.
But as a
Man,
group,
what's the motherfuckers
Yeah, but
from Crenshaw, bro?
ooh,
South Central Quartet? What?
Nah.
ooh,
It's two. The ones from Crenshaw, the Damu brothers, man.
who that?
Man, it's groups over here on the West Coast, bro.
Oh, you talking about damn them little young niggas, man. Out the
See, if you name singles, look,
Nah, this is like in the late
yeah,
80s,
see, I
early 90s.
can't go that
and
far
shit.
to them, though.
if
like,
you go and say, if he would have revised the question and said, artist wise, I'd have said Snoop, Dre, Ice Cube, all my dudes, because I love West Coast music.
yeah,
But you ain't hit me with that. You asked
Yeah,
me what
'cause
my
I'm calm
fucking
down,
top
my
5
nigga.
was. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, calm down.
Yeah, you about to lose it.
Yeah, you about to lose it.
But the fuck West Coast that nigga.
He said, "Put some respect over here."
But look, now if he would have hit it in the if you would have said Symphony, give me your top 5 West.
Yeah,
First of all, the West Coast ain't nothing to be fucking with. This is where gangster rap came
yeah,
from.
yeah.
If it wasn't for NWA, we wouldn't even have known how to spit the gangster shit because at that time, the only gangster person we had was KRS-One.
Yeah.
That was it. Everybody else was
Yeah.
on some LL shit or some knowledge shit.
Yeah,
When we heard NWA, it changed the world.
yeah.
You listen to the Niggas for Life album, that album is crazy.
There's no
You
That's
listen,
a
Group that impacted the world, though.
no, they changed the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were so
Fuck
they
the
were so
police,
fucking
especially- yeah. anti
everything. They had to let them niggas in the game, and they didn't give a fuck. And you had what's that? I almost called her a B. What's that lady name? Helen Keller, whoever the hell she was back then. I can't remember that lady
Helen
name.
Keller.
She was trying to shut them down so bad. They was like, fuck you, we ain't stopping nothing. And they just went worse and worse and worse. So when it comes to shit like that, like Game Changers, if he would have asked me in that direction, I would have immediately said NWA,
Yeah.
Ice Cube, Ice-T, all the fucking
See,
legends.
but everybody has and that's why we asked it in that direction because everybody has their own.
They got their
personal-
own shit.
Yeah, they personal wooty why. So yeah, you can redirect the question to like who's the most influential. Like I want to ask you this, like in the realm of rap performers, who would you say is like your best rap performer?
Performer of all time?
Yeah, yep.
Busta Rhymes.
Hey,
I could dig it.
Hey,
Yeah, I can. Because I was just
Yeah.
going to say.
Busta's
That's
the
hard.
number one
Yeah.
Yeah,
entertainer in hip hop music of all time.
Ooh.
yep.
I don't think nobody's ever gonna be as strong as he is.
Yeah.
He's the only person I know that can't be battled in verses.
Yeah.
You can't find anybody to battle him.
He said he would find somebody to battle me.
The videos he
Yeah,
got.
yeah,
No, he
yeah.
nice,
every
yo.
day, yeah.
Now, if you was to ask me who I thought, here's a question I'm gonna ask myself on the show. Who do I think is the most impactful rapper of all time in hip hop music? Snoop Doggy Dogg. There's nobody ever going to be more impactful than Uncle.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look what he did. Look how many times he changed his shit up, and he still was relevant, and he's still relevant today.
Reggae, Christian, he did.
And he
Christian,
DJing.
Gangster rap, DJ.
He got his hands in everything.
Yep.
He got his hands in everything.
Snoop Doggy Dogg is the most.
I know y'all probably got to
person.
help me out on this one right here because we just now leaving out of 2023. You know what I'm saying? You know how they were saying like hip hop low key kind of took a hit.
It did.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have like nothing up there in the tops. You know what I'm saying? What you think we was missing? You being a DJ. From your perspective.
From the West Coast?
What was missing?
Or hip hop?
Hip hop, period. What was like
in
what
23
did we have missing
or
in 23?
With lyrical content.
Period.
You know, like, hip hop music.
Simple now.
Well, I could tell you the evolution of hip hop music real fast. It's gonna take you 30 seconds. 80s, all about B-boy. All about I'm fresh. I had the Kango. I was the freshest. 90s, who was the most educated? Who had the most educated, influential lyrics? Yep. 90s. You went to 2000s. Who was the blingy? Who had the gold? Who had the ice? Who had the this?
Them barbecue
who had the
hits.
that?
I like that.
Them barbecue hits.
I like that breakdown.
Yeah, then you get to 2010. Now, when you got to 2010, it was all about who had the most fucking ridiculous shit in the world. That's when you started bringing, man,
mumble rap.
who the fuck can say the same word over and over and over again and make it make sense?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Then now you got 2023. Bro, it went from, so all the eras I just named, it went from 14-minute records, 17-minute records to the 90s. Now you got about 7-minute records. 2000s, you got about 4-minute records. Now 2023 or whatever it is, 2.5-minute records, 2-minute records.
Yeah.
You got Drake rapping on one verse, Lil Yachty on the second verse, song's over with.
Yep.
How the fuck can you deliver, I ain't gonna diss nobody here today, but how can you deliver lyrical content in 2 minutes? Not only that, you ain't even got a third rapper on there. Remember there was 3 rappers or 3 features?
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to that? Now us as DJs, we skip over the second verse now at the party. You play the first verse, boom, you out of there. You're off to the next song.
Yep.
So by you knowing this right here, like if you DJing for someone that's new school compared to what you know, is it kind of like hard to do that DJing?
I wouldn't DJ for a new school dude.
Bottom line. Bottom line.
Too fucking hard. It's too hard. These little kids don't listen to nothing you telling them.
Bottom line.
And, you trying to explain to them the reasons why they should rap like this or the reasons why they shouldn't do that. They just don't fucking listen. It's all about, you see, social media has changed the world. Everything is instant gratification, right or wrong, right?
Yep.
So now it's, fuck what you talking about, Symphony. You an old ass man. I'm going to go ahead and record this 60-second thing and I'm done. What happens in the 60 seconds? Absolutely fucking nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I done been to concerts and I done seen the new rappers rap. And I don't got nothing against it. Don't get me wrong, because sometimes I be in the car jamming and shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, some of that shit I be hearing, like some of that Migos shit, that shit be slapping like a motherfucker. But it's not something that I would indulge in. You know what I mean? I wouldn't go in the studio if Quavo said, hey, Symphony, I'll give you $1 million to go in there. Hell nah. Because I'm too goddamn old to be in there.
He's super old.
I don't know nothing about none of that shit. I want to talk about some motherfucking Rakim. You know what I mean? And sometimes I be with my young people in San Diego or whoever I'm at, and they be calling me grandpa. Because I be like, what the fuck, man? Play some motherfucking Cannabis One in this bitch, man. You know what I mean?
Something,
Yeah, but I know I'm out of my shit now, but so I wouldn't DJ for a new person. Because I'm not going to embarrass myself trying to compete with these young people. I can't compete with them no more. You know what I mean? It's their world. It's their time. And their time calls for the music that they making.